Hey everybody, it's Maddie here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Monday. Today we're talking about some pretty positive numbers, including here on longhash.com. Historically high Bitcoin transaction volumes. Well, you know what that implies. On coindesk.com, Bitcoin's computing power sets record as over 100,000 new miners go online. Forbes is also talking about the case for a $100,000 Bitcoin price, this time by the end of 2021. It's certainly possible. TechCentral.co.za, Bitcoin may now be digital gold as investors seek safe haven. Here on Bloomberg.com, China lets yuan tumble past 7 per dollar as trade war escalates. This relates back to the last story that I just described to you. And on FXStreet.com, finally, Litecoin bursts through $100 just in time for Halving Day. Here we are on Litecoin Halving Day, the 5th of August, 2019. We're also looking at this briefly. Switzerland's biggest bank stockbroker enables crypto trading. So pretty good news all around, not the least of which has to do with the price of the different projects out there. Total market cap right now for cryptocurrencies up 8% on the day at $309 billion. Bitcoin at 11,694, just shy of 11.7K at the time of this recording. That is up 9.5% on the day. All projects pretty much across the board are up. Litecoin up very high as well, up 9.9%, over $100 at $100.47 as I record. And here's something very interesting that no doubt contributed to those nice prices that we're seeing. Bitcoin transaction volume has spiked to historic levels. Again, we're on longhash.com. So on the 28th of July, the Bitcoin network had its lowest transaction volume that's been recorded in the last 2+ months. That was only $1.1 billion of economically useful transactions. But then the very next day, on the 29th of July, the Bitcoin network had its highest transaction volume recorded since January of 2018, 6.3 billion of economically useful transactions. It's been very interesting to observe the wild swings in adjusted transaction volume. There has never been a day in Bitcoin history where adjusted TX volume has jumped over $5 billion in a single day. That is until the 29th of July. Now investors should be asking whether this rise in adjusted transaction volume will continue and whether Bitcoin prices will rise alongside the increase in transaction volume. Only time will tell. And if you've not heard the term adjusted transaction volume, the distinction there is that it's a statistic that removes non-productive internal transactions like exchanges sending money back and forth between their own hot or cold storage wallets while still considering all external transactions. In addition to transaction volume, here on coindesk.com, Bitcoin's computing power sets record as over 100,000 new miners go online. The total computing power now dedicated to securing the Bitcoin blockchain has set yet another record. This is according to data from mining services operator BTC.com, and the average Bitcoin mining hash rate over the last 2 weeks has reached 71.43 quintillion hashes per second. That was up from 64.49 quintillion on July 23rd. The threshold was breached as Bitcoin adjusted its mining difficulty at block height 586,672. That happened on Monday. That is a 6.94 quintillion hash or 10.78% jump since mid-July. Not bad. Skipping ahead, the continued interest in Bitcoin mining comes at a time when the cryptocurrency's price appears to be en route to challenging all-time highs, however distantly, and amid the arrival of the rainy season in China, which leads to cheaper hydropower electricity costs in the country's southwest provinces, a region that is reported to account for up to 50% of the global mining activity. Miners in China estimated earlier this year that Bitcoin's hash rate in the summer would break the level of 70 quintillion hashes. To be clear, at several single points of time, Bitcoin's hash rate had already crossed that level in June and reached 80 quintillion around the 1st of August. But what's notable about this news is that it's really the first time that we've been able to hit and then stay above that computing power threshold, that mining power threshold. As such, Bitcoin's mining difficulty has also set a new record of nearly 10 trillion. And when you take a couple of these factors and you look at them together, as Forbes has done, here's the case for a $100,000 Bitcoin price by the end of 2021. Anthony Pompliano, he is the co-founder of Morgan Creek Digital. He has predicted that Bitcoin will reach $100,000 by the end of 2021, and he was recently asked to explain his point of view during an interview with CNN's Julia Chatterley. Here's what he told her in the CNN interview, quote, "Whenever we get to a recessive period or kind of slowing growth, central banks have kind of two tools. They can cut interest rates, which they did the other day, and they can print money. This is known as quantitative easing. And so they do both of those things. It usually takes anywhere between 6 to 18 months to feel the effect of those tools. And what it's going to do is it's going to coincide with the Bitcoin halving." Again, that's courtesy of Anthony Pompliano when speaking with CNN. Quote, "The difference is between Bitcoin and gold. With Bitcoin, we know exactly how many are getting created. So 1,800 Bitcoin are going to be created today. The second thing is we know the total supply available, which is 21 million. So it's not, hey, I wonder how much is there going to be in the ground. We know exactly how much it is. We can actually go and audit or verify the software code of the system," said Pompliano. Of course, you also have individuals like the Pantera CEO Dan Moorhead, who said that there's a, quote, "good shot the Bitcoin price will hit 42,000 by the end of this year, 2019, and the data used as the basis of that prediction is even more bullish than Pompliano's 100K price point. Additionally, Tetra's Capital's Brendan Bernstein gave an in-depth presentation on the macroeconomic factors that could lead to a higher Bitcoin price in the coming years at the Bitcoin 2019 conference. And just last week, digital asset research firm Delphi Digital released a report covering Bitcoin's utility as, quote, "digital gold" in the context of more dovish monetary policies from central banks and the possibility of an upcoming recession. This is exactly what Max Kaiser said the other day. He said that based on the activity of central banks, based on the cut in interest rates, based on the printing of money, quantitative easing, we are going to see a $15,000 Bitcoin. Again, I kind of disagreed. I don't think it has to be this week, but all of these things taken in conjunction, again, with the Bitcoin difficulty, with the increased mining hash power, with the increased transaction volume, that's probably the one that excites me the most. All of these things are coming together. So are we going to hit 100K? Almost definitely, in my opinion. I think we're at about like a 99% likelihood of that. It's just a question, in my opinion, of when that's going to be. Maybe 2 years from now, maybe 5, maybe 6 months from now, whatever. But it's going to be here eventually, 100K. Mark my words, you heard it on Altcoin Buzz, despite the fact that it is not financial advice. We're here now on techcentral.co.za. Bitcoin may now be digital gold as investors seek safe haven. As we saw a little earlier, Bitcoin has blasted through the $11,000 mark. That's for the first time since mid-July. And the largest cryptocurrency surged as high as 12% from Friday's close and traded at $11,565 just recently, according to consolidated Bloomberg pricing. The Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index, tracking a basket of cryptocurrencies, jumped as much as 7.2% as rival digital coins, including Ether and XRP, also rallied. Quote, "With the turmoil in markets and the streets, suddenly digital gold doesn't seem like such a bad idea," said Jihan Shu, managing partner at blockchain investment and advisory firm Kinetic Capital. Bitcoin is increasingly seen not only as a bet on the future, but as a shelter for the present. And that kind of mentality, that kind of thinking has to be addressed in the context of what is happening right now in China. The Chinese yuan fell past the 7 per dollar ratio, a key psychological level for traders, rolling global markets and driving other currencies even lower. The risk-off shift intensified on reports China had asked state buyers to halt imports of American agriculture products, further escalating trade tensions after U.S. President Trump last week proposed adding 10% tariffs on another $300 billion in Chinese imports starting on the 1st of September. Bitcoin should test $12,000 soon. That was said by Charles Yang, head trader at Hong Kong-based over-the-counter digital asset trading firm Genesis Block. This is, of course, assuming we believe macro issues actually drive Bitcoin, which again is kind of up in the air. That's reported by Eric Lam. So let us know what you think about all of these geopolitical issues, these international trade wars that are starting to brew. For context on what is happening between the US and China, if you're not necessarily abreast with all of that news, check out this Bloomberg piece. China lets yuan tumble past 7 per dollar as trade war escalates. This from the 4th of August. So get yourself up to speed on these issues. It's developing in a very, very interesting way, I must say. And here on fxstreet.com, we're talking about the fact that Litecoin has burst through $100, the $100 hurdle on halving day on August 5th. So Litecoin revives the trend above $100 as halving excitement sets in. Litecoin mining rewards have now been cut in half, and this is starting, as I mentioned already, on the 5th of August. There's not a whole lot more to say. We've been covering the Litecoin halving quite extensively for quite a while now, but for whatever reason, Litecoin has kind of been puttering along, and it's really lost steam, at least from my observations, since about June. So it's nice for the price to coincide with what many people thought would be a kind of momentous day in the history of Litecoin. So check out the rest of this article for all of the details if you're not familiar with the Litecoin halving event and you'd like some more price analysis. Finally here, and we're just going to touch on this very briefly, but Switzerland's biggest stockbroker has enabled crypto trading. Swissquote has seen a profit increase of 44% since they first started working with cryptocurrencies. Their stock platform now supports crypto trading. Article here by Robert. Swissquote Group Holding SA is a Swiss banking group that gives customers the opportunity to trade different assets. Their group's shares have been listed on SIX, the SIX Swiss exchange, under the SQN ticker, and users can now transfer crypto from external wallets to their accounts and vice versa. They can also withdraw, deposit, and trade cryptocurrency on the platform. The company has also cooperated with Crypto Storage AG to begin its new system. Hey, if you're a Swiss member of the Altcoin Buzz Army, let us know if you're excited about this, and check out the rest of Robert's article for more information. But again, offering more and more products and services to more and more of the public that are interested. One brick at a time, we are constructing a magnificent edifice. So good news all around. But that about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you are tuning in and keeping up to speed with the website for all the latest altcoinbuzz.io. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications. All the very best of luck if you choose to invest, but have a wonderful start to your week, a great Monday, and we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.